Right, I'm going to attempt to throw while being filmed. Something I've never done. I've tried it and they've always come out a bit poor. So I'll give this a go, and if it don't work, well, you don't have to see it then, do you? So I won't put it up. But this is how I'm throwing a mug for a customer who wants it quite large. So I've got 1.5 pounds of clay. I won't use it all, so I always have to trim a bit off. But he wants quite a large beaker, and this clay, this white stoneware, does shrink quite a bit. So anyway, this is how I do it. And I take it up, and then I take it back down. I usually do this twice for some reason. Depends on how the clay is. This clay, I've just wedged it up, but it's not the best, if I'm honest. It's a bit reworked, you know, all your bits and stuff, and you tend to wedge it up. And there's nothing wrong with it, but perhaps sometimes you get a dry patch if you haven't wedged it properly. You'll see that at the top anyway. It manifests itself as a wavy top. You know, just going in and open up. And I suppose, people that can throw, serious potters that can throw, they'll probably look at my technique and describe it as unorthodox. Because I had sorry, I'm just concentrating. I had an accident, and I can't really feel with my fingers too well. So what I tend to do, I tend to be quite visual. I've got to be able to envisage it. I mean, now I've got my fingers there, and I'm imagining how thick that base is. But in order to make doubly sure, I'll just bob a needle tool in like this, and that tells me then I've got about that much, which is ideal, to be fair. So, and what I do then, if I weren't that happy with thickness, say I'd taken it too thin, then I'd go in from the side of me, well, the side of this clay body here, and I'd what's that? Bit of rubbish dropped. Oh, a bit of rubbish dropped in off a needle tool. So what I'd do is I'd go in from the side and I'd work it back across, building that base up. But that base is fine. So then what I do now, depending, I've got these fancy. I went mad and bought these fancy sponges, and really I needn't have done, but because again I can't really feel. But this is what I do. Going up, going up, going up. And that would equal pressure on the inside and on outside, pretty much. That can go up a bit more. And I slope wheel down a bit. And then usually I'll get rid of the sponge now, because I want to press at bottom, but I've got too much, so I'll just go in with my knuckle. See, I've got some skidding round on, so I don't know why I get that. See, unorthodox, you see. And then I'll take this up. I've got a little piece skating round behind my finger. See, it's done it again. I have a little bag for me offcuts down there. Then eventually what I'll do is I'll wedge it up and make a fruit bowl out of that, or a planter. So what I'll do now, I'll just take it up again. But I can already feel with my thumb that this cylinder's, it's dragging on me. There's not enough liquid. Because let's face it, your water's your oil, isn't it? It's not lubricated enough for another pull. Now it is. So what I'll do, I'll use my sponge again for this one. And my fingers are too big, I can't get all my hand in. You see some potters and put their hand in and they pull it up and you think, oh, I wish I had smaller hands. And then I think, well, yeah, I wish mine worked properly. But This is how I do a pot. So it'll come up fairly good. I'm happy at that. And what I'll do is I'll take it up one more. And I go quite quiet when I'm throwing because I suppose I need to concentrate. I'm not a naturally gifted thrower, so I have to. I suppose that's why my videos. I prefer unloading kiln to showing you how to throw, because I've never been taught how to throw properly. I've had a couple of lessons, but like I said previously, or I may have said, I don't know, I can't remember. The class were about 6 or 7 of us, and if you show any potential, you're just left to it, and then you've got all these nice people. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it, and all attention goes to them, and then you're thinking, how do I get this out? And you just work it out yourself, don't you? So, easiest way for me was to buy my own bloody wheel and crack on, which is what I did. I'll just trim this off. So that's another thing. Don't start filming if you haven't got all your tackle ready, because then it's unprofessional, John. Oh, okay. So I'll just go in and take some of that off, and then. So that's what I do. Pretty much that's like decent size, but I am gonna grow it out a bit because it's a bit thick at the bottom, and it's not really its shape I need at the minute. So what I do is, instead of putting my big clumsy hand in and pulling it out, I use a throwing stick. Well, again, I don't. Gregory, it says on it. I bought them all off eBay and got like a box of tools, and this one in it, and it's great for me because I can see down into the base of this pot, and I'll just tease it out at the bottom like that. You'll see. And then I've taken that little bit of clay out, but if you look now, the shape of the pot has changed. It's got it's the shape I'm after pretty much. So I'll just clean it up. Just take that off. It's like all else. The more you bugger about with them, the more chance you have of ruining them. Now that's quite big. If I get my tape measure, I'll get my ruler. That's quite big across top. I mean, it's 4 inch across, and it's 4.5 tall. But when that shrinks down, which it will, I mean, it'll shrink just as it's drying now. I'll come in tomorrow, it'll be smaller, and then it'll be smaller after biscuit firing, and then glaze fired, and it'll be smaller again. Perhaps that's where I'm going wrong. I should make them where I can get my big massive hands in and find a clay that shrinks to the rate that my hands are large. Doesn't that make sense? Anyway, so that's how I throw a basic mug shape. Some of them, if I'm doing something and I want a bit of a fancier shape, I've got different tools I can use. I always use a bit of leather on top. You don't want a rubbish drinking rim, do you? We're on lockdown and all bikers are out. That's Scotland for you. See? Essential journeys only, unless you're on a fire blade. Then you've cracked it. Get your sent to Dumfries and Galloway, get your sent a fire blade. That's you. So that's pretty much. Yeah, it's going to happen now. I'm going to struggle to get bloody bats off. Oh, come on. No, it's not. Oh, you swine. I don't know why I'm struggling here today, but I am. Thing is, I don't want that to. Oh, it's coming off with all thing. Look, man. Oh, what a carry on. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'll tell you now. Thing is, the more you tow and mess with it, the more chance you have of knackering job up. I'm gonna have to get a different bat system, something that bloody works. These are all right, but there we are. These are all right. They're entry-level bat system, if I'm honest. I suppose what it were all dry before I started, but that's basically one beaker. I'll just give this a feckle, and then I'll do another. And then today I've got some espresso mugs to do. They're only tiny, obviously, not a lot of liquid in them, but they still take a bit of throwing. And I tend to throw them with a decent sidewall, and then if you warm them up before your coffee machine fills them for you, keep your coffee warmer longer. See, it's all there. It's all there, champions. I'll just do another one. Right, I'll just throw one more, and then you'll see. So I take it up, I take it back down. Depending on how I'm feeling, I'll bring it up again, like that, and then back down. This is where I'll get it centered properly now. So I'm pushing from this side, and I'm maintaining with this side of my palm, pressing down. So a little bit of water on your hands. I mean, I go mad with water, to be honest. I need a wheel that's got a separate tray that drains off. Anyway. These things will come in time, I suppose. So what I'm doing now, I'm pushing across and I'm going down at the same time. And then if I take it off quick, you make a mess. So what you do, the trick is to get it centered and then release your hands really, really slowly. So if you release them too quick and you've got pressure on your clay, it's got memory, it'll woo, and you've got to really come off nice and bonny. Don't come off. I mean, I'm pushing now and I come off quick. You can see that's not centered. So just nice and bonny. You're just getting it nice and then off. Yeah. Right. Put my foot back on wheel on controller. And this is what I go in now. And I always go in with one finger. I know there's people go in with two fingers, people go in with the thumbs and they can bring it up. I did try that and I ended up pulling bats up and stuff. So whatever works for you, I suppose. Like I say, I'm not an orthodox thrower. So that's how I do it. And I use a stock wheel, and I can feel if that base is too deep or not, as the case may be. And yeah, I can generally I can feel it. I mean, I've had some where I made a balls at base, gone too low, or then some of them you think, crikey, that's heavy beaker, and I know why, because base will be ½ inch thick. Anyway, so I'll do it without. See how you're getting that bit of a drag? I can feel it. I mean, you can probably see it now. There's a bit of a yeah. It's me. I probably haven't wedged clay up enough, but and then take that up. Take that up, and then what I'll do, I've got quite a bit of clay at the bottom, and slope wheel down a bit, because if your wheel's going too fast, you end up with a bloody vase. You've got to be careful, because your clay's wanting to come out, isn't it? That's why bowls are supposed to be easy to throw, but well, they're not for me. Nothing is. Yeah, you just do your best. So that's how I'd throw a mug body, and that's a little bit bigger than the last one, if I'm honest. Don't feel nice inside. That there's yeah, there might be a little hole. Yeah, a little pocket. Just get that. Either that or it's a thingy, an air pocket. They're not good, as we know. We don't want air. Right, so that one's slightly bigger than other, but by the time we tidy it up and trim base, it should be about where we want to be. Let's have a look. Now we throw another. That's clearing some at base off. Yeah. So what I'll have to do now, where are we? Just get my sponge, have a go in there, just get that rubbish out of there, and then we try and clean it up. We use a harder kidney. And I've always got to be careful, because if you hit base, then it digs into your beaker. And I just took that slip off. That's it. And that's actually come out okay. Happy with that. Just make sure. Yeah, and I never come off quick, because you just, yeah, you'll come a cropper if you start that game and come off quick. You will put a wobble in your piece, and you won't get it off. I mean, this one now, I'm quite happy with lid as well. So that's oh, hang on, let's just give that. I've got a white sponge. Apparently white mud tool is supposed to be good for this, and I see people doing it, but I always find I'm always scared when you use the brush that you bring grog to the surface, and then once it's glazed, if you have a glaze that breaks, it can be you can compromise your lip, which is not good, champions. Who wants a compromised lip? So that's yeah, that's it there. See how that come out easier? So there you are. So there for a chap. They're almost the same. I'll just do my hands, and then I'll just show you them, and then you'll see what I've just thrown. One of the most boring videos I've done, is it? So there you are. That's what I've just thrown. They're ones that are drying, and kilns running, nearly finished. So, but yeah, I hope that's been informative. But yeah, I'm not a natural thrower. I don't profess to be. You don't all have to. Oh, I broke my neck cycling and have a spinal cord injury, and as a result of that, I struggle with my hands. Cut to the chase. When I'm throwing, I can't actually physically feel where my fingers are, so I visualise it. And so far, so good. Sometimes you do make a mess. That's why you've got all these bags down here. Keep throwing them in, and then reworking it. You know, because you haven't come out how you thought it were going to do. But generally speaking, I get by. Some of me throwing is unorthodox. To think that's a bit like my dominoes. It's a different story. But anyway, I hope that's been informative. Probably the most boring video I've done so far. But anyway, I'll get back to this and see if we can come up with some better content in the future. And I need to learn how to edit and put videos together, because then if I throw and then it put a piece in that I'm happy with, you'll see. But anyway, that's in real time. You'll see, and I've just done that. Thank you. Bye.